This is a HP41C module with its connector, and if you're watching this video you probably know exactly what this is. It's used, well, the connector is used to attach the module to this flexi circuit that sits on this block, and there's 4 module connectors for 4 modules in an HP41C series calculator. These, you can't buy these anymore. In fact, I'm not sure you could buy them when the 41C was current. And so the only way really of getting these connectors, if you want to attach something like a tulip to an HP41C, is to desolder a connector from a module. Now, what you can do, however, is you can have pins etched, and you can see there's the pins for the connector here. I just bent them, they're quite delicate. They're half etched at the correct intervals to enable you to take sections of pins out like this and this. So there's 6 pins on a sort of sprue there, because there's 12 pins on a connector, 6 on each side. What you can then do is you can take one of those and put it inside this punch tool, and the idea here is to make some dimples in the end of the pins, this end here, and that gives them a nice contact patch which is raised up above the material of the pins, so that you don't have any sharp edges. Even though it's etched and there aren't really very many sharp edges, you can actually then lift it up and make sure that you haven't got any of the edges on the flexi. Right, I'll use the persuader to persuade some dimples to appear, and this is a stainless steel 3D printed tool, and you can see now we've got some dimples on the ends there. So you do that twice, do that with the other one as well. Put that in there, put your top on, make sure the pins are pulled into line, because you don't want them having the dimples in different places. You can feel that as you hammer it. There's some nice dimples. These pins aren't actually the final size, they're a little bit narrow, so they're really just for demonstration purposes. There's been a lot of fiddling with materials and tools and all sorts of forming tools and things like that. What you do then is you get yourself a tool to actually shape the pins. So once you've got the dimples in the pins, then you take one of these 3D printed parts, and there's 2 that fit together to make a connector frame, if you like that. And you take one of those and you put it into this press tool, so it fits in there, and then you stick the pins dimple upwards in here, put the top on, and then press it in a vise, and that then presses that part, or the pins, into that part like this one. And it's been designed so that they're pretty firmly held in the plastic frame. That's sort of one piece now, and you can handle that manually as needed. What you then do is you put the other half in here and press the other set of pins in, and I'll do that, but well, I won't do that now. What you do then, you'll have a set of bent pins in that part, and then you can glue the 2 halves together, and you end up with that. And that is a completed connector, a bit like this one. The only thing you do need to do is you need to form the pins slightly, because you can see, well, you probably can't see too easily, but the distance isn't always correct between these two sets of pins. So this one's never actually been on a flexi, and you can see it's having a bit of trouble getting in because the pins aren't quite far enough apart, but it does fit. And there's so what you have to do is you have to form them, sort of bend it either side on one of these, and that opens it up slightly, a little bit more like that. And there's quite a bit of grip there. I mean, that is firmly fixed, and you can see the contacts are correct. Do it on this one, like that. Once the thing's fitted in a case, well, soldered to a PCB like this and fitted in a case, then obviously sliding it onto the connector is much easier. And the same method should be able to be used for things like the 71B module pins, and this is a broken version of 71B pins which haven't been formed yet. So you can do the same thing, and it's quite a nice way of making all sorts of pins for various things.